Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking polydeoxide ribonucleotide. PDRN! Now you know why they shortened it to this acronym, right? So this is an ingredient that is blowing up in popularity this year in K-beauty. It seems like it came out of left field, right? But this is an ingredient that claims a lot, right? That it can help to stimulate collagen, it can help with your well-aging journey, it can help to give a more rejuvenated and youthful appearance to the skin. And some people are even injecting this ingredient underneath their skin in office treatments. So today I'm going to break it all down for you. What is PDRN? Why is it getting so popular? What can it do for your skin? And what topical skincare products can we use to get a little bit of PDRN love in our life? So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump in. So PDRN, polydeoxide ribonucleotide, this is a DNA polymer and it helps to stimulate the metabolic activity of skin cells and it helps to stimulate collagen. It also can produce a great healthy scar healing response in skin and a wound healing response within skin. And one of the really interesting things about PDRN is it helps to boost fibroblast cells within the skin. Now, this is a really important component of the collagen stimulation process. We always talk about collagen, right, which is the protein in the skin matrix that helps keep the skin firm and lifted and smooth and plump and youthful, and it helps to address fine lines and wrinkles in the skin or helps to prevent them, right? It's a really important component of the well-aging journey in skincare. And we always talk about those ingredients that stimulate collagen. That's really, that's the one that we really want to go after, the holy grail, if you will, when it comes to collagen, right? We want the stimulating ingredients because what they do is it actually tells the body to produce more of our own collagen, and that's the best collagen of all, right? A topical collagen application, not really very beneficial, but stimulating your body's collagen, great. But we always kind of tend to end the conversation there. There's actually more to that process. That signal of collagen stimulation has to go to a specific place in order to be carried out by the body, and that specific place is those very special skin cells, fibroblasts. They take that collagen signal, right, and make the magic happen. And so this is a really interesting ingredient that not only signals, hey, make some more collagen, but it also boosts the amount of fibroblast cells within the skin. So it actually has a place for that signal to go. We ensure there's multiple places that that signal can go and then be used intelligently by the body and actually produce the collagen. Now let's talk about PDRN's popularity, because you probably noticed that it just sort of came out of nowhere and now it's everywhere, right? And you're like, what is this ingredient? And also why does it look like another word? My eyes tricked my brain the first time I read PDRN. That D did not look like a D. It kind of looked like an O. And I was like, the what skincare? And you may have been like, Kelly's talking about what today? Corn? Yeah, don't censor me, YouTube. Yeah, it's kind of a funky name, right? Okay, so PDRN first started to become popular not as a topical skincare ingredient, but actually as an ingredient that people were injecting in-office treatments under their skin to get that rejuvenated, youthful response, right? And so this is very interesting. The DNA polymer that's used in this treatment, which is called the Rejuran healer, the DNA polymer is sourced from salmon sperm. Yeah, you have probably seen people talking about this in the skincare community, like people are injecting salmon sperm under their skin. Yes, the DNA polymer is sourced from salmon testes in the Rejuran healer procedure. Super interesting, right? But obviously the idea here is we get it a little deeper than just the superficial layer of the skin so that it can be more beneficial and give us a more robust response within our skin. Seems kind of painful though, because they are methodically working in a pattern to inject with a syringe, inject and syringe, right? Push down, inject, push down, push down, push down. So you have to go through a series of probably hundreds of injections across the entire face to get all of this underneath the skin. And some people get really great results for a more rejuvenated look to their skin, right? Definitely smoother, firmer, more plump looking skin, a healthier, glowier, glass looking skin, because it not only helps with the collagen, right, and the firming of the skin, but it also gives just this really nice, healthy, rejuvenated look to the skin. Sometimes it's labeled prejuvenation. Some people have likened it as like a baby step towards things like Botox if you're not quite ready for that, but you're looking to maybe just kind of bump up your body's own collagen production and helping to prevent or address some minor fine lines and wrinkles. It can be a good choice. The only thing is, you have to get it done pretty frequently, a few times a year, right, to keep those results up. And, you got to be in South Korea to have it done. It's not approved by the FDA to be administered here in the United States, where I currently reside. And so anybody in the United States that is offering this, it's not FDA approved, just to be clear. You do have to go to South Korea in order to get it done. So that's prohibitive, right? It also sounds painful. It's probably adds up in expense over time, and just like, not for everybody, right? And also, it's salmon sperm. But the good news is you don't have to inject this ingredient under your skin in order to get results, right? It may not be as robust and as quick, but with consistent skincare use, which is always the name of the game, you can get some nice results at home without injecting something deeply into your skin. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, PDRN doesn't have to be sourced from salmon sperm. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. This DNA polymer can come from lots of different sources. So first up, let's talk about the VT PDRN Essence. Now this uses 10% of PDRN sourced from wild ginseng, a vegan option. So this has all those benefits of PDRN that we've already talked about, the collagen stimulation, the fibroblast boosting abilities, the scar and wound healing. But because it's sourced from ginseng, we get some of those additional benefits that ginseng brings to the skin, like antioxidant protection, an anti-inflammatory benefit for the skin, promoting skin elasticity, and just an overall healthy, very glowy and lit from within kind of look to the skin too. Ginseng can do so much, and it is revered in Korean skincare for its well-aging abilities. So sourcing the DNA polymer from ginseng kind of gives us a little additional boost. This serum also helps to support the skin barrier with 5 different ceramides, and we also have some niacinamide content here. And so this is a very thick serum. I must admit, it is quite creamy. Often I talk about serums that have like a hydrating and a moisturizing element in a creamy format. There's really no hydration or water content here. It is quite a thick, quite a medium, almost heavyweight, very moisturizing and a little bit rich type of serum texture. And I highly, highly recommend that if you do choose this product, that you make sure that you're applying it on damp skin. Use a hydrating toner or essence, or maybe even a mist right before you apply this serum, because it's going to allow it to spread a lot easier and penetrate and absorb into your skin much easier than if you were to put it onto dry skin. And that's true of all skincare, but it's especially important for success with this particular product. So it is a little bit thicker than what we might be used to, but it is very moisturizing. It is very nourishing, very comforting. I did include it in my cold weather serums video from just a few weeks ago, because it really does bring those elements and those qualities and that nourishment to the skin in cold weather. Very moisturizing, but it also makes the skin, as you consistently use it, it brings out a firmness to the skin that is really, really nice. A firmness and a smoothness as well. I think with a very long, consistent use of this product, you will see some good improvements in skin elasticity as well. I'm noticing that my skin looks so much healthier, so much glowier, maybe even a little bit more glass skin, if you will, a little bit more luminous. And that is not because it's addressing hyperpigmentation necessarily, but it's bringing out this healthiness to my skin. And that is something that I've noticed from just straight ginseng products, not ginseng PDRN products, but ginseng products in general over the many years that I've been into K-beauty, and that's why I love the ingredient, right? But it's a quite concentrated benefit with this particular product. I think because it's in combination with that isolated DNA polymer that we're getting such a beautiful, well-aging response in the skin, in addition to that glowy lit from within look that contributes, like everything coming together. It's like, I just improved my skin, you know what I mean? My skin's already pretty optimized. I'm like, my skin is looking so good for having used this. So I'm super, super impressed and really on board with this. I also want to talk about the VT PDRN Reedle Shot 100, because this is a really interesting topical skincare product that kind of mimics the benefits of the Rejuran healer, the PDRN being injected underneath the skin. So if you're familiar, or maybe you're not, with the VT Reedle technology, it's small little spicules within the serum that actually penetrate the skin and open pathways up within the skin. A lot of people liken it to the microneedling process. And while the concept here is similar, the idea that if we penetrate the skin and open pathways, the rest of our skincare products are going to get deeper into our skin and potentially be more effective for us in the long run. I did do a review on the original Cica Reedle shot at the beginning of the year, and I actually didn't really like it. But as I've shared over the last couple of months, and as I shared in that video, my suspicion was it wasn't a match for my skin at that point in time while using tretinoin. I had very tretinoinized skin, and so I've actually stopped using my tretinoin prescription many, many months ago, and I'm just using over-the-counter retinaldehyde now, and I think that's actually made my skin more robust and strong. And so I've been kind of playing with the Reedles again, just to kind of test out that theory where I was saying, I think it's just not a match for me, right? And then that did seem to be true. This particular PDRN Reedle as well has that thick texture like the Essence. It's a very creamy, very thick, medium weight, moisturizing texture. And there's something about that which is very different than the gel creamish texture of the Reedle that seems that it's less prickly and a little less irritating for my personal skin. So it's just different. And maybe that could be true for some folks who have not had success with other Reedle varieties, but maybe are feeling brave and want to try some more. This one is thicker, and so I feel like the Reedle response is a little bit more gentle. But like I said, the idea here is that these spicules open up the pathways, and that the essence that surrounds the spicules will then get deeper into the skin. And then that essence is the PDRN, the wild ginseng derived PDRN. It's still vegan. And the spicules do contain centella in them. So we get some more of that anti-inflammatory soothing benefit for the skin, as well as the antioxidant protection. And so when I've been using this one, now I will admit this is something that I maybe use like once a week. As I've been testing it out, I've been very cautious and careful with my use of it. It has not like been something I've been using like multiple nights a week. I kind of use it as like a boost up. And then I'm using the Essence on other off nights. But when I use the Reedle, it does make the PDRN benefits come out a little bit sooner. Whenever I use the Reedle in my skincare routine, then it does feel like I'm creating a little inflammation on my skin, I will admit. But the next morning, my skin looks like the texture is improved for sure. My makeup applies a lot smoother too. It's actually great for makeup prep if you have like a special event or pictures or something coming up. Do it like the night before, because your makeup will actually apply to your skin smoother. And that's really definitely something that kind of proves to me like, hey, your texture is definitely improving here. It makes your skin smoother. It makes it a lot more, not just firm, because it definitely firms the skin, but plump. Really plump, because like everything else in your routine just really gets in there a little bit better. And so it just, your skin retains more hydration, it feels more plump, it looks more smooth, it feels more smooth long term, especially if you're substituting with other PDRN products throughout the week. Your skin is going to feel a lot firmer as well. And so it just gives the rejuvenated effect to the skin. It's just that Reedle seems to speed that up just a tiny bit more. And I want to talk about the VT PDRN Hydrogel mask. Now, very quickly, quickly, I do want to make a note that if you've been following my content, you know that last month I did some sponsor content with VT to promote their hydrogel masks, with the PDRN mask being one of the masks that I mentioned in that video. I just want to be clear that that was a one video kind of a deal where I talked about their masks. I actually really enjoy them. And the PDRN hydrogel is the first one I fell in love with actually from that line. But I want to be clear, just because I have put a lot of love on VT with their PDRN line in this video and in a couple of other videos. None of this is sponsored. But I want to mention the mask because I wouldn't rely on the mask as like my main PDRN product, but you know how I was kind of saying like a boost, right? This is a nice booster, and especially if your skin does receive a lot of moisture, mine does because it can really lean dry in this colder weather, it can actually be a nice pair with the Reedle shot to really pamper your skin, especially if you have a good amount of time. Put the Reedle shot on first, open up all those pathways in your skin, and then slap on this hydrogel. Now hydrogel, you know, it is kind of like that essence-y gel. It's like a solid essence that starts to melt and sink into your skin. So unlike a sheet mask that's just kind of like wet and dries out in like 20-30 minutes, right? The hydrogel actually infuses and melts into your skin over like 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on how thirsty your skin is and how dry your environment is. You could even slap this on at the end of your skincare routine when you go to bed and use it like a sleeping pack, and it'll just dissolve and melt and penetrate deeply into your skin, especially if you use a Reedle underneath. That really like amps up the benefits, and you get all that PDRN goodness deep into your skin, and you get a really good amount because it's sort of like infusing with your skin over a long period of time. Not all hydrogel masks are made the same. I've had really bad luck with certain hydrogel masks, and I've had really good luck with certain ones, and this is one I have really good luck with. There's just something really special about, again, I said, like, I'm just in love with the ginseng PDRN, and so this mask really plumps, smooths. Like, I mean, everything I said about the Reedle shot, smoothing texture, plumping the skin, making your makeup glide on like a dream, like you're gonna walk around like a glowy like goddess, right, the next day. That's what this mask does. It just like amplifies that. Plus it's a really nice experience to spend a little bit more time masking, right, and just like really pampering your skin. It's gonna feel so smooth afterwards. Now I want to talk about another PDRN serum from a different brand that I do recommend with some reservations. There's a few things here that aren't my favorite, but it does seem to be something that is gaining in popularity and something that I think acts as a nice textural alternative to the VT Essence because it's not quite as thick. And it is the Medicube PDRN Pink Peptide Ampule. So they are using PDRN. The DNA polymer is sourced from rose. So this is interesting, right? Because I first saw that and I was like, rose extract is just for scent, right? It doesn't do nothing for your skin. And so it's actually confirming that, and of course that's always good to do because there are actually some skin benefits to rose extract. It definitely can bring a moisturizing skin conditioning benefit for skin, so it softens the skin, right? But there is some evidence to suggest that it may help with skin elasticity, and it may help to reduce irritation within the skin. So interesting. You know, the DNA polymer itself should help with collagen stimulation and the fibroblast boosting, right? And then with the rose additional here, we may see some other benefits. I'm still a bit on the fence about this. Like I said, I'm talking about this with some reservations here. I do really talk mostly about fragrance-free skincare on my channel. And so I do want to be very clear here. Not only is this being sourced from rose extract, but they have also added in some artificial fragrance as well. And so I want to be clear here. This is a fragrance product. So if you're sensitive to artificial fragrance, you may not want to use this, right? If you're sensitive to essential oils, you want to be careful here because the rose extract itself, although it's not the volatile essential oil, right, it is going to carry some of that in the extract. It's just going to be very diluted. And so we're always taking a chance there. And of course, if you have sensitivities to fragrant plant extracts. Rose is considered one of them, right? And so again, some reservations here, but I thought it would be worth bringing up because it is very different than the other products that we've talked about so far. They're also really rounding out the PDRN here with a selection of peptides that help with well aging. So we've got acetylhexapeptide 8, that's a Botox-like peptide. We have copper tripeptide 1, may help to stimulate collagen. We have matrixyl 3000, which helps with collagen, but also skin tone and texture. And then we have matrixyl, which is a peptide that helps to stimulate collagen. The amounts are unknown here. The benefits of all of those peptides, how strong and robust are they? Not really sure. But I do want to mention that there is some peptide content here, and I'm always open-minded when it comes to peptides, and I'll take them where I can get them, right? I'm game to add more peptides into my routine. It's probably not a very serious peptide forward type product though. So we do have a pretty strong rose scent here. It is more on that artificial rose scent side, but it has this really beautiful hydrating gel texture, and that's really why I wanted to include it in the video. You know, I'm very picky about skincare, and that's a good thing, but I think it can also limit some of the things that I talk about. And so, as I've mentioned a few times now, I'm really bringing this up as an alternative to the VT, especially if you're not sensitive to fragrance and you have like an oilier skin type, or you don't want something so thick and heavy in your routine. This has a lovely texture. It's so plumping, it's so hydrating, it actually absorbs really quickly, and it does make your skin feel very plump just from the texture alone. Like, it feels really pleasant. It's a very nice experience to use it. And if you like rose, you know, you will get a really nice, very kind of like medium level scent. It's not light, it's not heavy, it's very much in the middle, and can be quite pleasant if you enjoy fragrance. I think it's just, like I said, it's a very experiential type of product and may be a good fit for some folks who are watching this video. But like I said, recommended with some reservations, especially for sensitive skin. And let's talk about the Genabelle PDRN Rejuvenating Toner. Now, the source of the PDRN here is the salmon testes. Yeah, I know it's like, ooh, it's a little bit weird, but I definitely wanted to be adventurous and try the more traditional source of the PDRN. And I also wanted to try this product and really this line because this is the product that came up the most when I was searching for PDRN products online. This seems to be very well regarded, very well known. People do recommend this quite a bit in skincare communities. This has been a PDRN boosting product. Just like I said with the hydrogels, you don't want to rely just on this product to get your dose of PDRN. I think if this was the only PDRN product you tried, you might be disappointed because it's not going to give you those immediate results, right? Like a serum would, or a more highly concentrated PDRN product would. I want to be clear here, the amount is fairly low, but it's actually a nice additional boosting product, especially alongside of the other PDRN products that I've tried. I didn't see a lot of benefit just using this, but I did see some nice enhancements when pairing it alongside of other PDRN products. And I think it can also just be a nice enhancement to your more foundational well-aging products like your retinoids and your vitamin C's and in your sunscreen too, right? And your niacinamides, right? It can just be a nice additional booster. Now, you may be worried about the texture. I was. It's not slimy, it's not sticky, it's not slippery, okay? It's not thick. It is a watery, light, hydrating toner that's quickly absorbed in the skin with no stickiness, no tackiness, like the source might suggest. You know what I'm saying? It's a very beautiful hydrating toner. I've been very happy adding this into my routine. You know, I'm very picky about hydrating toners, and this is very adequate. And I'm being very honest with you about that. Is it the most hydrating? No. Is it the least hydrating? No. My skin's fine with this. It's happy with this. And I add it in almost like an essence because of that PDRN boost that it's giving my skin. And so it can be a nice, like I said, a nice addition, a booster, however you want to do it. Pairing it with more PDRN or pairing it with your more traditional products. But just be aware that just the format itself on its own, it's not going to show amazing benefits for the skin. So I'm curious, what do you think about PDRN? Are you sold, or you're not fully all in on this? And let me know what you think about these vegan derivatives. Let me know everything in the comments below. Now, if you love this video, deep diving into ingredients, you want to learn more about K-beauty skincare especially, definitely hit subscribe if you haven't already. Come join our skincare community, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop when I post the new videos. I'm very active here on YouTube every single week. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. I love you so, so much. Thanks for making this channel possible, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. I love you so much. Bye.